After all the hype, it's finally time for football. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and off we go on EA Sports. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Rams offense taking the field for the first time and taking the snaps, a quarterback now in his third year in the league.
He admitted to us the other day, Mike, that he's started to feel a little anxious as game day approached, and I think that's normal. Winning the NFC, that's one thing. But this is the type of stage that can take your legacy to a whole nother level if you're able to come out on top. But in order to make that happen, he's going to have to put those nerves behind him as soon as possible. The last thing you want to do is put yourself in an early hole because you just couldn't settle down. If he's able to remain calm, play his game, his team's going to have a great chance to end this night as world champs.
On the ground, former Notre Damer Kyren Williams. And not a lot there. Only up to about the 41. Second down and 8. Putting the tight end in motion. He'll drop to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw. Look wide. Get this one complete. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. The Rams punting unit coming out. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Buffalo offense set to go to work for the first time. They'll be led by the big fella, 6'5" quarterback Josh Allen.
As much as you try to tell yourself, Mike, that this is just another game, the reality is it just isn't. It doesn't matter if it's your first Super Bowl or your 10th. This is the game you've dreamt about playing in from the first time you put on pads all the way back in Pop Warner. You're bound to get emotional in some capacity, but you have to get that out of the way and get ready to do everything in your power to turn those childhood dreams of hosting the Lombardi into a reality. As long as this guy does his part, we're going to have a fighting chance to come out on top.
His first catch of this Super Bowl, and good for the first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. One more time going up top with Allen. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. That's Palmer, the man in motion. They go play action now. Here's Allen. This one complete right side. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They've moved the ball well here, but now face 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, they go with Cook. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal. Some good running there. Gets them down to about the 2-yard line.
A huge advantage to red zone offense is the ability to run the ball. In this case, I thought he was going to score. He takes it all the way down inside the 2, sets up 1st and goal.
Chance here for the first points of this Super Bowl. 1st down and goal. Here's Cook. And he will dive into the end zone. James Cook, touchdown Buffalo. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This returnable from the 4. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Rams offense ready to get going with their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. And he'll take this past the 30. A gain of 6, mark it at the 31. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Right side, complete to Nacua. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And it doesn't really matter who you put on him, Mike. When you want to play one-on-one man coverage against a receiver like this, there's not a whole lot else you can do. It's hard to put help over the top because the ball's being thrown out by the sidelines. I like playing in and out. I like playing zones. Somebody underneath, somebody over the top. Share the responsibility. But that's not what they're doing. That's straight man coverage. Quarterback sees the matchup. There's no question where the ball's going to go. When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
Second reception of this Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down. They'll look to throw yet again. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They run over center with Williams. And he'll get the 1st down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down. He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks, and at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Caught by the tight end, Wiley. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect. It's always a little bit of a letdown. Like you find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bills' offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Allen. He's got the connection there. It's Joshua Palmer. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
We talk so much about starting fast and then trying to sustain that throughout the course of the game. That's exactly what they're doing here. They've got the early lead, but they're not content to just sit on the ball. They're looking to extend it. Nice start here to this drive once they cross midfield.
And he will go all the way. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Bills. Well, that was a pretty easy touchdown. He was wide open, Greg. Easy chance to close the deal, and they do with a touchdown.
And Mike, it just appears to me that's just a breakdown defensively. You can't allow a receiver to not only be so open it's an easy pitch and catch, but then to have the space to operate after the catch to finish that one off in the end zone.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll get this complete to Wiley, his tight end. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. They'll look to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Here's 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's the punter now. He'll punt for the 2nd time after hitting a beauty in his first effort. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The Bills offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cook, and he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly, and here comes 3rd down. They motion the slot man left. On 3rd down, it's Allen. He's got his man. That's Kincaid. His first catch of this Super Bowl. And good for the 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Now Allen on 1st down. He's going to tuck it and go. They get 24 on that one. Good for a Bills 1st down.
And this is when it just gets very frustrating as a defense, because this is what it's been like all day. The pass rush is good, but just not quite good enough. They let him slip through, and he burns them with big yardage.
That is brought in at the 10. And he's in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Buffalo. That is 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
The extra point is good. And the Bills move out to a 21-3 advantage. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Rams offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Back to throw here to begin the drive. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Fires left sideline. That is complete. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
And this offense is now really on the move, Mike, and it's the passing game that's leading the way. They've been able to march their way downfield thanks to this aerial attack, so don't expect them to go to the ground game anytime soon. If I'm this play caller, I'm continuing to lead on this, not only in this drive, but probably for the rest of this game.
That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And he is going the wrong way, tackled back at the 7.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
That is caught. Trying to reach for the goal line, but he's going to come up just short. Wow, that's going to set up 4th down. The offense will stay out trying to get this final yard. It is 4th and goal. Now they'll set up to throw. And this is caught. Wow, the decision to go pays off. Puka Nacua. Touchdown, Rams. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. This offense making its way back on the field, led by their wide receiver. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. On 1st down, it's Allen. Quick throw, taken in. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down. Two minutes to go here till halftime. Back for more on Super Bowl Sunday. After this, ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and Frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. That's Palmer, the man in motion. 3rd and 2. Now Allen. He's going to have the first down and then some. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Bills. Extra point try forthcoming. The kick is good. And the Bills add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Rams offense ready to see what they can do. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
He'll look to throw. Nacua snags it over the middle. And he's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. Throwing right, it's taken in. Second time they've hooked up on this drive, and I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he...
To the goal line and in! Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Bills offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. From the gun, it's Allen. That's taken in by Shakir. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Out of the gun, here's Allen. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we are at halftime here in the Super Bowl. And for the final time this year, we send it to Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. And what a season this has been, and it is nearing a conclusion. You guys enjoy the show?
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes, And some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. Throwing now, Allen here on first down. And that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot. This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Pass complete, right side to Kincaid.
This exact situation here, Mike, tends to get a lot of conversation around the league. I think I'm going for it. I think here around midfield, you got to maintain possession, see if you can end this drive with some points. I think you got to stay aggressive and keep your offense on the field.
A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. The Rams offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's into traffic, but taken in. And they're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
They'll go with Williams. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle.
I think that's one of those cases where he just tried to put a little bit too much on it and fit it into that window, Mike, and sails it high. Give his guy a chance to bring that one down. Put that ball on his chest and help him secure that catch. At this level, when you're that open, that ball has to be completed.
10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down. They're going to motion the tight end over here. He'll get this out to the left flat. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
He's got his man, right side, it's complete. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a 1st down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. Terrell Bernard, they're on the tackle. They'll look to throw. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So now this team's offense ready to take over once more. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. Allen. Looking middle of the field. It's complete. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Mike, it just seems like certain games each week just align from matchups like we're seeing today. Just two quarterbacks trading blow for blow, putting on a show for their respective teams. Let's see if he can finish this drive off with another touchdown following that big play.
Now Allen on first down. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. We'll try again. It's second and 10. That's Palmer, the man in motion. On play action, Allen. Quick throw here is complete. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. Allen going to throw again. Open man is Palmer. It's complete. That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up first and goal.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves first and goal inside the low red zone.
First down throw there is incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
That's hauled in at the 2. Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
That one is good. And the Bills add on to their lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Here come the Rams as their offense trots back onto the field. They'll do so with first and 10. Tight end going in motion here. That's hauled in on the left by Nacua. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary...
That's down the field and intercepted. Picked off by Christian Benford. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So the first part of any interception is just end up with the ball in your hands, right? That's what every defensive coordinator wants. But anytime you can get yards on the return, that's just an added bonus. And that's what we see here. There's a little space, does a great job securing the catch, and all of those yards just set up for better field position as their offense takes the field.
And he's going to be brought down here on what will turn out to be the final play of the third quarter. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Allen. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Throwing is Allen. He's got his man. That's Kincaid. And he is going to have a Bills first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Here's a handoff to Cook. He's got space. Now Cook loses the football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up. 22 yards, the pickup there. First down, Buffalo. From the shotgun, it's Allen. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. The tight end Kincaid in motion. They'll run with Cook. And they are all over that on defense. Good surge, drops him back. Let's put him at the 9-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Without question, something you never want to see, especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. Allen on 3rd down. He pulls it in around the 5. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal. From the gun, Josh Allen. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Up until this point, this pass rush has been pretty non-existent, so a pretty good time in the game to get their first sack. They're trying to get off the field and give the ball back to their offense and see if they can pull off this comeback.
So push back to the 11-yard line for 2nd and goal. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. And he'll be taken down, let's call it the 7-yard line. And here comes 3rd and goal. Now Allen. That is caught. And he's into the end zone yet again. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown Buffalo. With that, he ties the Super Bowl record, his 3rd touchdown of the night. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
The PAT, up and good. And the Bills will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. This team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. He'll start this drive with first down. His throw left side is complete. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame. You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. On 1st and 10, it's Cook. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9, just a yard short of that first down. So, 2 minutes remain on Super Bowl Sunday. We're back to write a finish to the season after this. 2nd and a yard. Once again, it's Cook. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down, Cook. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And the Bills have done it. They are your Super Bowl champions. What a moment. Commissioner Goodell handing the Lombardi Trophy to the Buffalo Bills. They are the champions of Super Bowl 63. So that'll do it for another spectacular season of the NFL on EA Sports. For my partner, Greg Olson, and our entire crew, I'm Mike Tirico. We'll do it again come the fall. Till then, so long from the Super Bowl.